Now, page 4, vitriolic, vicious attacks against all things Trump. Ronald Reagan did not receive this much venom. Richard Nixon was not the subject of this kind of relentless assault. No, Donald Trump is being hammered from all sides, all angles, 24/7. And frankly, even for the Trump family, this level of toxicity is difficult to digest. Ask Ivanka. The first daughter says she is shocked by the, quote, level of viciousness swirling around Washington, D.C., and that she and others in the Trump circle were pretty much blindsided by all of it. Welcome to the swamp, Ivanka. These creatures will not be happy until they devour this president. And that is why long-term swamp residents like Nancy Pelosi continue to take personal pot shots at President Trump.
Do you think the president needs to go under oath to address this, either to Mueller or to...
Wouldn't it be nice if the mainstream media over the past 8 years, not currently, the past 8 years, that would be under Barack Obama, asked tough questions like this? Like whether the president should be hauled before Congress to answer questions about possibly Fast and Furious, how those guns got down to Mexico, and how one of our agents was murdered by one of those guns in Mexico, or possibly hauled before Congress to answer questions about Benghazi. Where was he on the night of the attack? And why was he not engaged in what was going on? Why did he not issue orders? Wouldn't it be nice to have questions about that and answers to them? Wouldn't it be nice to have Barack Obama before Congress answering those questions? And what about the IRS scandal? What did he know and when did he know it? That scandal in particular, the IRS scandal, this abuse of power, had to have high-level fingerprints on it in order for it to be pulled off. They had to be protecting, that is they, the White House, had to be protecting these operatives within the IRS in order for them to pull off these attacks on conservative groups. And what about the Hillary fiasco and the server? What did Obama know about that, and when did he know it? He had to have been receiving emails from Clinton Mail, right? He's receiving emails. He sees the header on there, Hillary or whatever it was, at clintonmail.com. He knows he's receiving top secret information from a non-top secret server. Don't we deserve the answers to those questions? Roll tape.
So one of the committees in Congress investigating this now?
Take me all day to tell you what I think the president should be doing. You start, as I said.
What exactly should Nancy Pelosi be doing? How about doing the work of the people instead of trying to destroy the 45th president? How about helping to secure this country instead of trying to protect the rights of people who are not even citizens of this country? How about that, Nancy? Roll tape.
On one of the shows this morning with a good night's sleep.
Stop the tape. Yeah, this is the newest narrative. And it's rather odd to me because many, many successful people don't get 8 hours of sleep. Yes, there are studies, and study after study, that says you need to have 7 to 8 hours sleep in order for your body to rejuvenate, recover, what have you. But many successful people, Donald Trump, William Randolph Hearst, a.k.a. Hearst Castle, the tycoon in the media from the 1930s and 40s, I think slept 2 or 3 hours a night. In fact, he said that sleep was, quote, practicing for death. So he was a pretty successful guy. I think Donald Trump is a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, is a pretty successful guy. If they don't want to get 8 hours sleep, so be it. Roll tape.
The president's fitness for office is something that is being called into question. It takes a certain...
This is stuff that needs to be beaten back immediately by the Republican Party, the fitness for office. 62 million Americans voted for Donald Trump. 62 million Americans believe he is fit for office. 62 million Americans support his agenda. So the Republicans on Capitol Hill ought to call a news conference after one like this from Nancy Pelosi and refute everything that this wretched person says. But they're not. They're not sticking together with Donald Trump. They need to stick together in order to do the work of the people. This is not just to protect the 45th president. It's to get the work done, like balance the budget. How about that? Like helping our national security and building the wall and deporting illegal immigrants and rebuilding our military. They all need to work in unison. It would be nice for that to happen. So the president is correct. The Democrat Party, as led by this woman, has no message. They only have a game plan, and that is simply to degrade and destroy the 45th president of the United States.